Okay, this is, I think, part five. Definitely the final segment of our Valentine's Day Q&A. Let's see. Well, Helen Hero Archive asks me a very personal question. Why did you divorce? Um, I don't usually like to get I don't usually like to get personal here. But on the other hand, I I do get personal. I mean, I'm as I've said before, I'm like an a a paradox. I'm an introverted exhibitionist. I like getting out in front of the world and saying, "Hey, woo, look at me," but only on my own terms. So I end up probably sharing a lot of information that and then feeling mortified by what I do share of myself. What I do share of myself, I share, in more cryptic ways. I will say that if you really want to know details pertaining to that question, there's if you become a paid Substack, a paid member of my Substack channel, then you can access a couple of articles where I talk about that subject. In fact, it might only be one article. Most of my Substack articles are free, but the article where I write about that subject directly is one that I've put behind a paywall. So people who really nosy people, if you really want to know, then you got to dig out a couple of bucks. But you can also find it in stuff that I've written. You can find clues in prevalent themes in my work, but I'm not going to say anything really beyond that, except to say it was not. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I would have chosen for myself. Okay. Is the missing Nikola Bully case being covered in the U.S.? I haven't heard about it. Let me check it out right quick. All right, I just briefly went and checked out some of the basic facts of the Nikola Bully case. And no, I have not heard a word of it. But it seems to be about a woman who has mysteriously disappeared and disappeared without a trace, and nobody knows what happened to her. This happened in the UK. I imagine this is a big. This is like the Gabby Petito story last year in the United States. So the answer is no. It's not being covered here, but I hope they find her and I hope that she's okay. Although I guess that's probably not likely at this point, is it? Oh boy, now we got somebody writing with an effort to wound me. Do you really want to hurt me? Yes, this guy does. He asks, does it bother... Oh, I'm going to ask this in the way that I think it should be asked. Does it bother you that your viewing figures are in the toilet? Well, first of all, let me say that if this is somebody who is asking this question on YouTube as my horror no wiki, where my views are significantly lower than they are on my main page. So, sir, you might be disappointed if you go to my main page and find out that I actually have quite a few more views there than I do on my backup channel, which is what YouTube is my horror is. But I still don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of views. I don't have a lot of subscribers. And Does it bother me? Well, it's kind of like asking me, does it bother you that you don't have $1 million? No, it doesn't bother me that I don't have $1 million. Would I like to have $1 million? Yes. But do I wake up thinking, man, my life is not worth living because I don't have $1 million? What drudgery my life is because I don't have $1 million. No, I don't feel that way. I wish my books sold more copies than they do. I wish I was more. I wish I was read more. I wish more people watched my videos. Sure, yes, yes, and yes to all those things. But as far as my views being what they are, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm okay with it. If I thought that it was just a waste of time, I would stop doing it. Obviously, I haven't yet stopped doing it, so no, it doesn't particularly bother me. I wish they were higher. I'll give you that. Um, so Dr. Hildegard asks, "Who is your favorite Substacker?" I haven't explored Substack enough to know, to be able to say. I really like the work that's being done by Matt Taibbi right now in exposing all the corruptions of Twitter and their collusion with big tech, or the collusion of big tech and the alphabet agencies and so forth. Who else have I? And subscribe to Morgoth's Substack channel. He's a good writer. Again, I don't really pay that much attention to other Substack writers. Dr. Hildegard Landstrom asks, "When was your last crush?" More like now. I'm always getting crushes. I'm an amorous kind of guy. Yeah. Yep. I'm not going to say any more than that, though. And Dr. Hildegard also asks, "What's the issue with your jaw? Are you in pain all the time?" There's no issue with my jaw. The issue that you are picking up on is, well, I've talked about this before, and I'm not trying to gross anybody out, but you can still see my surgery scars here, and there's another one that goes back on my neck down to about here. So I had fairly major surgery done back in 2016. I'm not going to go into any of the details about it, but what I was not told, I was told that this was something that was necessary for them to do. That's all I'll say about it. What I was not told was that there was going to probably be permanent nerve damage afterwards. But there was. And so ever since I had this surgery, I've had I've had pain, but it's not so much. It's more of a nuisance than it is like a debilitating thing. It's something I can do. I I can still do everything I did before, but it's just like, and there's medication I can take for it that helps it significantly. So I don't want to magnify it or make it seem worse than it is. But I have to say, my my faith in the medical arts and the medical profession took a big hit after the ordeal of my surgery, and just because it wasn't explained, none of this was explained to me. What the side effects would be, It was just, we got to do this. We're going to make an incision here and an incision here. And it was never afterwards, you might be in pain for the rest of your life. You know, if I had heard that and really considered it, I might have thought to myself, no, it's not really worth it. I'll take my chances. I think I should have, I think that should have been made clear to me, and it wasn't. And so I don't really do doctors anymore, except when I have to. Um, so I guess it's more noticeable to some than to others, but you might notice I tilt my head a certain way, or my I rest my head on my palm, just because it's more comfortable to do that. There were times before that where I would be like rubbing myself in this area, where it would, where I had where I'm most affected, and then I had people writing in, "Why are you rubbing yourself, you pervert?" I mean, people can be just mean, but I mean, it comes with the territory. It's what this whole thing is about. You come and show yourself. You show your face to people. If you're not, and if you're not the best looking guy in the world, people are going to comment on your flaws, and so it goes. And if you have had debilitating surgery, and you're rubbing the side of your face, people get mean. Some people get mean about that. So I do things to make it so that I don't rub. I'm not rubbing or massaging myself in that area all the time. Anyway, Bontomex, are you bored of porn? That's interesting. That's an interesting question. I've never really needed it. Make of that what you will. I've never really needed it. I've always been pretty much okay with. I mean, this is the porn factory, right here, right here. I don't need anybody else. I don't need any outside sources. Uh, all right, wrapping it up here. So, Zoella again. How do I change the preview thumbnail for an MP3 file? I don't know. And last question, she also asks, do we really need another zombie apocalypse show? The answer is no, we do not. I'm curious though, why the zombie apocalypse? Why is that a thing that's really caught on right now? There was World War Z, and then there was what was that show? Oh, the Walking Dead, filmed in Atlanta, Georgia, of course, mostly, or in and around Atlanta, Georgia, just like Stranger Things also is. And now you got The Last of Us. Yeah, all these zombie shows, all these shows about zombie apocalypses. What you know, um, I don't know. And there have been others too. There was like a sitcom about zombies, um, and there was that Zombieland. That was actually pretty good. That movie with what's his name, the big the Jewish nerdy guy. Yes, that one. Um, you know who I mean. I actually kind of like the guy. I can't remember his name right now. Um, so I don't know what the significance of it is that there are all these zombie shows on now, but I don't think we need another one. On the other hand, it's like if it's just all about ratings, maybe we do. And there was, and I guess the video game was popular, although people hated part two of The Last of Us, from what I could tell. But I'm not a gamer, so I didn't really follow all of that. But it's interesting that this zombie stuff is happening now. It's suggestive of something in the air and the water, in the way that we view the world around us. You know, as the Hooters said, all you zombies, hide your faces. All you people in the street, all you sitting in high places, the rain's going to fall on you softly. Thank you very much for watching.